Carolina had the 8th pick. They took South Carolina corner J.C. Horn, making him the first defensive player selected this year. The first defensive player off the board has gone on to win Defensive Rookie of the Year each of the past 2 seasons. Nick Bosa in 2019, Chase Young in 2020, both out of Ohio State. Ryan, they also reunited LSU's Terrace Marshall with offensive coordinator Joe Brady. What did you think of the Panthers draft?
So, Akeem, at this point in the proceedings, it's sort of silly to even think about draft grades, if we're being honest. But we love to do it because people love this stuff. And if you're checking the boxes of what you need to do, you're going to generally get a pretty good grade. The Panthers checked every box and then went back and checked that box again. I gave them an A+. You mentioned J.C. Horn and Terrace Marshall. Those guys are going to be standouts. Terrace Marshall had medicals that saw him slip a little bit, but then they got Brady Christensen, the left tackle from BYU, who may even kick inside, but he protected our guy Zach Wilson, who went number 2 overall. And then I'll mention Davion Nixon. Emory and I were talking about this as the draft unfolded. He lasted until round 5. There was some day 1, day 2 buzz about him early in the process. He's a get-off guy, incredibly quick off the snap, needs to get better as a pass against the run, but really good as a pass rusher, and still pretty early in his career with plenty of room to get better.
Yeah, the only pick I didn't like was the long snapper because I felt as though they could have gone somewhere else with that pick, but every other selection I thought was an excellent pick. They got my number 1 H-back in Tommy Tremble. They got my number 1 corner in J.C. Horn. They got my top 3 tackle in Brady Christensen. So they got help around Sam Darnold. They got better on both sides of the ball. Chuba Hubbard is an explosive player in the mold of what we saw from Christian McCaffrey, but he's more like what we see out there in San Francisco where they rotate those fast guys on that outside zone. So now Sam Darnold goes to a situation where he really doesn't have an excuse because there's a ton of weapons on the perimeter, up front, in the backfield, and a defense that has gotten better as the season went on last year. Now adding some weapons with, like I said, Davion Nixon, a guy that I think is the number 1 3 tech in his draft. This was a really good draft for Carolina. They got an A+ in my book.
Hey, somebody's got to snap the football, okay? You got to give a little love to the long snappers. Somebody has to snap the football for the game to be played. Maybe not, but you got to have a long snapper. All right, the Saints also drafted a defense.
4th down.
Well, you could do that. That would be exciting. I saw that a lot in high school. That was fun.
Want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis. No yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.